be on my show pretty
Hey,
soon.
all right.
Yeah, so the
Good
call.
for you.
Yeah, thank you. So now I start calling him, and it's like, I've been talking to you. I've been telling you since day one I met you to meet with me and my manager and my director.
Right.
But I put him on the side. Now we just reconnected yesterday, and he said, "I told you. So when do you want me coming there?" I said, "I don't know yet." And he's like, "No, you need to give me a time." So he gave. So I actually meeting him tomorrow night.
Good.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, that's what I'm talking about.
And if he didn't push it, I was gonna put him next week meeting, but he's like, no. I need to know now.
Right.
So that's the right time and the right place. Sometimes it's your perceiving, your actually what do you call it, your, you know, how you actually push it.
Right, but to illustrate further on the situation you just said, because he nudged you a little bit. So right time, right place also means the right time is here, but now we just have to kind of push you over the edge because you're ready. You're just not sure if you're ready or not. And that actually happens a lot of times too. Sometimes we have to be pushed because we're not sure of where we're at. Mm-hmm. So other people who see what we can see from the outside in, they have to go, look, boop, get out there. You got this. If you're unsure, we have your back. But you have all the intangibles that you need. Go ahead and just do what you do. And that is another example of that. And that's a great example, girl. So you're just like, oh, I got this, but I don't know. It's like, wait, show butt out there, girl. You better go ahead and show them shoulders off and go ahead and sell this stuff, girl. You better get them viewers up. She knows I like the shoulders. She knows I like. That's why she did.
Oh my! That's what I'm supposed to do.
Hi to Maria Almanzar, John Neal, and Sean Kingston, and Seth Presley for tuning in. Thank you so much. If you guys want to see any of our candidates for the election that want you guys us to invite, we have a lot of connection out there. So if you want anybody, please let us know. Leave it in the comments box so that we can go and chase them around because they're not gonna say no. They are, yeah.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Especially if she shows off the show, you'd be like, "What? Come on now, come on the show." They're gonna be like, "Okay."
But women doesn't like that.
They like what?
This one.
What? Yeah, right. What? I mean, I don't know. I'll let the ladies say about that. I'm gonna be humble.
I have another question for you.
Of course.
Yeah. So when it comes to relationship and building a team, what can you say about in the right time at the right place?
You know what? That's an excellent question because I had a lovely thing because I was going to bring this up actually on one of my live streams on the way here. Yes, I wanted to do that, right. Because I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Teresa. Shout out to Teresa Mays, by the way, who's a great woman, and she supported me with a couple of gigs, and a very nice friend who wants to sing as well. And we were talking, I put up a post for, when people are out on the weekend, they're having a great time, and, they kind of have the fun. We'll just call it that. They'll have fun on the weekend.
Especially in Vegas.
Right, because Vegas is known for fun, right? So, and her comment was, don't do that because women are sensitive and they'll take it seriously. And my response to that was, don't take it seriously, right? Now, without getting into the big conversation, it boiled down to this. If a man has this issue or a woman has this issue, let's say the woman wants to have fun. She's not wanting a relationship. She just wants to have a good time. The guy, they enjoy each other's company, but he wants something more. Right. So how does that work for the relationship? They had communication. They talked, but it turned out that she wanted one thing and he wanted something else. There was nothing. She wasn't trying to hurt his feelings. She wasn't trying to be sinister. That's just where she's at. And he just had to swallow that, which would hurt, but it does. The issue that we had is usually when that talk comes up, the woman takes the brunt of that and thinks the man's trying to be a dog, which does happen, which totally does happen. But in this instance, that's not the case. Now, to get back to answering your question, how did that deal with the team in a relationship? It goes back to dealing with what each other's wants and
Where they
goals
are,
are.
yes.
Right. And seeing if they can come in the middle.
Mhm.
Because if someone's not exactly ready for the relationship and someone is, you have to kind of meet in that middle ground
Mhm.
to see, okay, this is what we both can agree on, and
That's
let's
true.
see where it goes from there. You know, a lot of people
I
can't,
agree.
and a lot of people can't do that. As far as business aspect, as far as a team, it's just a matter of finding a common goal and making sure that we all fit a position of making that
Personality.
right, making that goal reality.
Learn skills.
Right. Like my brother-in-law is very good at mixing and mastering. He's more of a hip hop person. My brother is definitely more of a beat person and a little more musical. I understand a little more of the business part of it and a lot of the experience as far as the shows because I'm doing a lot of them more than they have gigs and families and things like that. So when we all get together, we all try to fill the gap that the other person cannot fill or is unable
Exactly.
to. You know, and it's always good to keep your eyes open to have other people assist you because you can't do it all. Like my brother, he's got a job, he's got 5 kids, he's married, he doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Right, my brother-in-law, he has a job, he has my sister, which is in itself a full-time job. Shout out to my sister, crazy, but I love you. All right, you know, and he doesn't have time for that.
Mhm.
You know, even though I do this full time, I don't always have the time to do social media the way I want to, or to get into other things, or do the kind of things that they do musically. So, you know, we all have to fill slots that other people are able to do.
I have 3 things. That I would like to talk to you of everything that you said.
Right.
First is about what you said about the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I totally agree with that. Where a lot, especially here in Vegas, if you notice, is everybody actually just trying to find somebody to see if they fit in, and if they don't, they go to the next level, and then eventually somebody is getting hurt.
Right.
So there are a lot of people here in Vegas. They're kind of like more of putting their wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but I noticed that.
Of course. I mean, as you get older, it's easier to keep that wall up. I mean, we've had that conversation many times, both on and off camera. Right. And it's easier to do. But what I'm attempting to do is trying to find a balance because I'm very comfortable being single, but at the same time, I know I don't spend the rest of my life being single. So while I do have my guard up, I'm just trying to find the right person who fits all of the, or at least most of the check marks that I
You
find.
shouldn't be looking. You should stop looking because eventually somebody will come your way. Because talking about putting the walls up, I am not looking and I am just putting the walls up locked
But see,
forever, and then I throw that key in somewhere it won't be ever found again.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. And Joe, please chime in on this if you can. While I understand the not looking part, I also understand that you have to keep yourself open and available for you to be met by someone or to meet somebody.
Meet someone.
Right.
But see, everybody that I meet, everybody that I meet, I'm gonna talk to the camera. Everybody that I meet is, for me, it's all about business matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, business, because when I started connecting with you is because I see something on you that is actually relevant to my business.
Right.
See, it's not because we move. But that being said, a lot of people here in Vegas, they look at me as a piece of meat or piece of, I don't know how you say that, but they look at me, hey, I want to do business with you because, which is an advantage necessarily.
I mean, that's one, welcome to womanhood. You already know that, all right? And 2, while I understand where you're coming from, because you're driven, you got goals, you want to make sure that things are simpatico. You have a thing that you're getting to, and that's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, that could also be seen for a lot of people as someone who is, closed off, because it's like, well, if you can't do anything for me, then what purpose do you have? But
business-wise, I can do a lot of things.
of course, but outside of that, someone can do that for you personally. as well. And that's the aspect that a lot of people cut off, that don't even consider because they're so driven. It's not to say that what you do is a bad thing. Obviously, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that in that mode, you can overlook certain things that people could actually fill in other aspects that can help you in your business.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm looking on that person. But anyways, next question is.
Yes.
You know, did you notice that I love when you come to my show all the time because you fill in all the gaps that I'm just like, okay, yes.
I'm a jibber jabber.
And then the third one is,
yes,
you have your show. Now I see it moving. It's getting longer and longer. Now it's an hour show.
Uh-oh.
In front of the camera, I would like, because he's already a regular guest in our show, why not, right? But I would like to offer you an hour show for you.
Really? See, that's what she tried to set me up. And you know what she did for the garnish? She put out the other shoulders. Look. See, I know better than to try to nibble on camera. I know better. All right. I know better to try to nibble on camera. But to answer your question, I would absolutely love to be a part of your team and your family to do something in lieu of what I do with what you do. That would be a beautiful opportunity. All right.
You know, I don't actually. I've been offering him this since day one. Right?
But see, we haven't talked about the particulars yet. We talked about it to an extent on some ideas, and she said she wanted to talk about it again. The last time we talked, which was off camera, by the way, and we still can do that. So I'm like I said, right time, right place. I'm always down for that. You know what I mean? But
right
for
time,
this,
right place.
right time, right place. I'm always down for that. But of course, we have to figure out the particulars as well, though. You know, you just ain't gonna throw me on some general stuff, and then you just gonna get me now. All right, you know, we gotta talk about all that, the show, and of course about these lovely shoulders that you try to throw my way. All right.
Well, viewers, I know that we went overtime this time because we just love this man here on our show every single time, and I want him to be regular, but I know that you're not going to be a regular anymore because you're going to have your own. So that being said, please watch and wait for this man actually roll on the camera every single week.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We can
now
make that
he
work.
already said yes.
Yes, I said it on camera. So yeah. So she sabotaged me real good. She got me.
I know how to work it out, man.
You know what? I bet you do. Hello. She was just like, you see these shoulders? You see all this? You know we can do beautiful business together. I was like, is that how you feel, baby? Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, viewers, is there anything else you want to say to the viewers before we go?
I just want to say thank you for everyone who's been following me on all my social media sites, including Facebook, obviously. Thank you for all those who follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you very much. Thank you for checking out my music out there on KevonTyree.com. I'll be working on some new music. As you noticed, I'll be having that hopefully for you by the end of the summer, beginning of the fall. Thank you for all the media streaming sites that's been listening to me, which of course R&R Radio, Revolution Radio, Caveman Chris, Steven, DJ Fab, of course my mother for the outfits, EC Adam for this lovely jacket that I represent beautifully. Right? And
Thank
of course,
you,
right, and of course everyone who's been checking me out the shows, of course Karma, Absolute, and all the other acts that have been lucky enough to have me be a part of your shows here in town. Thank you very much, and I look forward to doing more with all of you.
Well, thank you, viewers. Please watch Volunteers Live tomorrow, and Let's Talk World. We will have Miss Imani Ortiz or DJ Bad Girl tomorrow of 22.3 Takeover Vegas. I'm not forgetting that. And as you can see on our commercial break, we always run their commercial. So please stand by tomorrow. Tune in. We also have the My Volunteers Live, and me, Wawa or Cici will be profiling a really good person here in Vegas. And don't forget to stay tuned on our different shows in the office, Maria and Joe Live TV, Fun Live.
Right. We'll figure out the title of my show. We'll get there. Okay?
Yeah, we'll get there. So Thank you, viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Maria Almanzar, Lisette Presley, and King Shamston, and there's other more, but it's not actually in my screen right now, so I don't see it. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week for Maria and Joe Live TV. And Joe, I know you have to run to your meeting. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you, viewers. We all love you. Bye-bye.
It's love, Mowipa. Respect, baby.